Falling off has got to be one of the most painful things that could ever happen. Believe me, I know. Sometimes you can feel like you're at the top of the world and that you're invincible. And the next thing you know, you'll be flipping burgers for 10 rupees a day. Whether it be musicians, YouTubers, shows, or a certain restaurant who uses chicken ankles and goat hooves to make their food, it's inevitable. Seeing how every single YouTuber has decided to retire now, I think it would be good to look at the YouTubers who fell off along the way. If I'm being completely honest, falling off is almost always avoidable. But as you know, niggas are dumb. Who better to look at first than the cuck chair king himself? To the Gen Alpha youngins, they know Sneako is the weird guy from TikToks who goes into a red pill induced rage whenever someone with an XY chromosome even just opens their mouth. This may shock you, but he wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, Sneako actually used to make content that required a little thing called critical thinking. But as all content creators find out, what you like making may not always be what people want to see. So he decided that the best course of action was to become a Tate Jr. since he was doing numbers at the time. For a while, his new tactic was actually working, but he low-key started taking things way too far. In the end, his game plan only worked at destroying his reputation as well as slowing his rise a lot. This man lost all his channels and now he has to stream on sites where niggas make snuff films. Truly a shame to see as someone who's been watching him for years. Back in my day, a chinless young man by the name of Leafyishere was one of the fastest growing channels at the time. Now that I look back on some of his videos, what the actual fuck was wrong with MFs in 2016? What was it about watching a guy bully children, the elderly, and the mentally ill with CSGO background footage was so goddamn entertaining? Gen Z really goes around saying Gen Alpha is cooked when this was the shit we were watching. The funniest part about this guy's fall was that it wasn't even caused by anything crazy. No kids touched, no women beaten, nobody killed. He simply just got cooked. Another YouTuber, who's got his own problems, made a video making fun of him in the exact same way he did to countless others. This guy tried making a piss poor response with about as much effort as students who use ChatGPT do, only to get cooked even more. He tried making a comeback after 2020, but YouTube shut that shit down. Unfortunately, the aftermath of all the problems he caused are still with us and is the reason why content creators nowadays talk like they're in kindergarten. I'm always ashamed to admit this to people, but I actually used to enjoy EDP's old videos. Pre-Cupcake incident, of course. There was something about watching this wide-backed, slightly racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, 30-year-old pro-gooner that satisfied me. But, unfortunately, he likes kids more than you're supposed to. If I'm being honest, how the hell did people not see this shit coming? This guy was a bum who beat his stuff like 10 times a day. Nowadays, my boy is on the run all over the US and constantly changing his name on some Jason Bourne type shit. Damn, you might even see him when you get an Uber.
Now, I'm really mad.
There really must have been something wrong with Gen Z kids in the late 2010s. For whatever reason, grown men beefing with literal children used to be the shit. I remember that people used to gas up RiceGum's weak-ass Kids Bop diss tracks for whatever reason. What was the deal with YouTubers making diss tracks back in the day? Anyways, I'm being so for real with you guys when I tell you that I forgot who this man was for a while. I searched him up on YouTube for the first time in years, and apparently he's got a kid now. The character development is crazy, but that still doesn't change the fact that he is
irrelevant. Customer service. Get me straight to the bitch, bro. Customer service. Customer service. Customer service!
This man right here was something special. Solluminati was and is still one of the funniest YouTubers to have ever graced the world with his presence. He is the originator of countless memes, as well as the father of the entire 2K YouTube community. Just have a look at this tweet. Who else could have done something this disrespectful? That's why it hurts so much to put him here. You see, So went on a spiritual journey that landed him in a interesting location.
More than 1 million kids come up missing per year. What do y'all think happened to these kids? And every time people come up missing, the more and more people come up missing, the more they release more chicken sandwiches and shit. I'm noticing that.
Though he still makes vids, it's just not the same. I was never really the biggest fan of this guy, but I thought he was chill like that at some point. He made some decent videos, as well as having YouTube emerge with the greatest chokehold on society ever. I mean, his competition was slim, to be honest. Anyways, nowadays, this guy might as well be the YouTube devil. Whether it be saying dumb shit, striking small channels for even daring to say his name in vain, or starting beef with anyone and everyone on YouTube. The list goes on. But I'm glad God has finally answered my prayers for his downfall. Once again, I'm not really much of a Adin Ross fan, but I can't seem to stop hearing shit about him. At first, he was just a chill streamer who made it popular to have artists appear with influencers. But as soon as that man got on Kick, he was on straight demon time. This man was doing some Squid Game type shit and paying fans to do horrible crimes on his streams. Nowadays, I think he's mellowed down, but he still got scammed by Cardi. Side note, why the hell is a grown man who's pushing 30 out here dressing like an anime villain and acting like he's Batman? The final YouTuber we'll be looking at is someone I used to watch a lot when I was younger. Now, you may be wondering what KSI is doing on this list. You see, it feels like this man wants to be anything but a YouTuber at this point. I haven't watched him in a while, so I was pretty surprised to find out my man has pretty much just become a reaction channel. In every try not to laugh video he makes, he just ends up laughing anyway. This shit is a real life infinite money glitch at this point. Unfortunately, that's not all he's been up to since I haven't been watching him. Last year, KSI had a fight with a pro boxer, the brother of the fraudulent heavyweight champion, and lost. Apparently, KSI was so salty that he pretty much asked his legion of meat riders to go harass the man cause he thinks he got robbed. How big will his ego get before it finally collapses into a black hole? And on top of that, he might even be a scammer. I guess he learned from the best. And his prime drink has questionable value as a rehydration drink. Walai, what happened to the YouTuber I loved? To conclude, it's kinda weird how I couldn't think up any female YouTubers to put here. I mean, there is that one lady, but I don't even know who the fuck she is if I'm being honest. Anyways, if you wanna stop me from falling off, you can drop a comment or a like to help a brother out.